Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Due to YouTube's changing quote-unquote community standards, I created a channel called Grumpy Old Fart over on Rumble, a free speech alternative to YouTube. You can see all of my stuff over there, including my political and social commentary, as well as my current events videos. The links to my YouTube and Rumble channels, as well as links to let you order my books, are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a UFO encounter video, and I found this, Richard Dolan does a pretty good recounting of this event. There's some other people who are doing it as well. I had not heard of this until just recently. The USS Franklin D Roosevelt is an aircraft carrier. It's one of the premier carriers from back in the day. In 1954, apparently, it had a really great, well, a terrifying UFO encounter. If you're on the Roosevelt, yeah, it would have been terrifying. But as far as, hindsight being, we can look back at it and go, hey, that was cool, At the time, they're thinking, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. So, here we go. This account was leaked decades after the actual event. The exact date is not known because it was not reported. And the reason it was leaked decades later is because there was at the time, and I guess currently there is too, but at the time there was a veil of secrecy over everything UFO related. So, this guy wasn't able to recant the story. Or to recount the story, I should say. Recant is bad. Recount is good. So the exact date is not known as far as I can tell because I can't find anywhere where it was reported. We're thinking it was possibly early in 1954, but that's a guess. So the witness reporting the incident was an officer on the Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I'm just going to call it the FDR. He could not come forward publicly or give details of the exact location or date because he feared for his family. That's his words. The government took the secrecy thing seriously at the time, especially with UFOs. In my Roswell videos, if you'll go check those out, I reported that witnesses said that government agents or military people were threatening them and their family if they spoke up. So, And again, this possibly happened in early 1954, which is not long after the 47 Roswell incident. So we're talking like 7 years later. Now, keep in mind, military witnesses are some of the most reliable because they're trained observers. They can't put anything in the logs that's not genuine. If you get a group of them together and they witness something like this incident, for example, yeah, you gotta give it some credibility. I'm just saying. I try to do UFO stories with credibility as opposed to just stories. The FDR encountered a cigar-shaped object, approximately 100 feet long. It was a daytime encounter. The witness recounted that another officer brought the craft to his attention and asked what the proper procedure was for dealing with this type of event, because it was a fairly new phenomenon. The military really didn't know how to deal with it. And so I can understand that. That makes sense. The ship attempted to engage the craft for several minutes, but the weapons would not allow themselves to be prepared for engagement. So they couldn't shoot missiles. They couldn't. The guns on the ship wouldn't activate. They wouldn't. I assume somebody could have walked out there with a rifle and shot it. I don't know, but I wouldn't. That's just me. Afterwards, the FDR tried to launch aircraft to intercept the UFO, but the equipment would not launch. The aircraft would not function. At the 14-minute mark, the UFO shot upward as two small round objects exited the water. These were USOs. I did a video on those. Unidentified submersed objects. At the 21-minute mark, a much larger cigar-shaped craft arrived from directly above FDR and the two small craft entered that craft. The larger craft was approximately 300 feet in diameter. At about the 23-minute mark, the large craft shot upward out of view. The crew thought that was the end of the encounter, but then at the 26-minute mark, about 3 minutes later, the larger cigar-shaped craft returned and dove into the water. So this is a military encounter with UFOs and USOs. The U.S. Navy tried to fire on them, but the weapons would not engage. Now, keep in mind, in 1954, there wasn't a lot of computerized systems as far as that goes. A lot of it was manual. So these UFOs had the ability to interfere with weapon systems, even the primitive ones of 1954. If you have a computer-controlled weapon system, modern, and modern avionics, that kind of thing, I can see somebody having a computer ability or an electronic ability, maybe electromagnetic ability to interfere with that. But a completely mechanical weapon, that's something else. These unidentified objects acted intelligently and were a coordinated group. Now, when the two small craft came out of the water, the original cigar-shaped craft, the smaller one, took off. I don't know if they were allied with the three craft were allied with them, or maybe the small cigar-shaped craft was not allied with the two small craft that came out of the water. I don't know. But this is what was reported, and so this is what I'm telling you. To me, again, military witnesses make some of the best witnesses because they're reliable. They've had, they're in charge of multi-million-dollar weapon systems. I'm pretty sure you gotta pass some tests for that. That's all I'm saying. And if you're on the FDR at the time, if you're on an aircraft carrier, yeah, you're not a wackadoodle. I'm just saying. So yeah, that was an interesting encounter. I thought I'd relate to you, and I hope you enjoyed it. You folks have a good day now. God bless one and all. Devo Poland, a scientific representative of a pacifist race called the Gandhiri, is sent away as an exchange officer. His objective, to learn the one skill his species never developed, to fight. And he's sent to learn that skill from the one species who does it better than any other in the galaxy, humans. If you like science fiction with an upbeat military tone, check out my novel, Vanguard 1.